Hello, everybody out there in the land of make-believe. Uncle Barko here. I'm over here. Hi, everybody. And I'm doing a knife review today. I am a creepy knife guy, but this is not a creepy knife guy channel. This is an art channel. So if you happen to tune in, first like and subscribe before you find out that this is not a knife channel. Yeah, I'm going to do a review of this knife because I think knives are super useful, and not just in art, but if you're doing any crafting, it's nice to have a knife. I usually use my knives for opening boxes, opening packages, stuff like that, but I use them all the time. I'll use a knife. I probably use a knife a couple times a day for one thing or another. And you know, usually I got these just your couple dollar box cutters. So what I like about a box cutter is you can put your finger right up against the edge here, and when you dig into a box, you're only going in yay far. You're only going in yay far. So that's good. A lot of people just cram the knife in and cut, and they're going to end up cutting what's inside. So yeah, having a good box cutter, I've got dozens of these, and I usually have one on me at all times. In my kit, when I'm going out of the house, like to have a good knife for just about anything. But yeah, if there's an emergency, it's good to have a knife. Now, I don't carry a knife around with me for self-defense, but it don't hurt. It don't hurt. So I bought this knife, and it is a Cobratech FSX OTF, which means out the front knife, and this is a small version of it. And people who know knives will tell you right away that this is a Microtech clone. Not exactly. It's the same kind of shapey, and they kind of operate the same way as the Microtechs. But Microtechs are about 150 bucks more than this, just starting off. So I got this for $133, and if you wanted to get a Microtech, same size, same kind of format, same kind of footprint, you're looking at 300 bucks right to start off with. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have the kind of money to buy a knife for $133, but I got my birthday coming up, and since I figure nobody's giving me a present, I got myself one. It's just blue on blue. I hope you guys can see this, actually. I purchased this knife directly from the factory, and again, it was $133. It came with this sheath, which is nice, and I do use it. I'll put this. You know, I don't take this out of the house because out the front knives like this, these spring-assisted out the front knives are not legal to carry in my state, so I do not carry this out of the house. Just for use here inside the house is what I'm saying, for sure. And yeah, I got this for myself. I spent the extra money. What did I do? I made a commission on something. I thought I'd take a little bit of the money, give myself a little present. And I can tell you, I'll get into the pros first, but stay tuned for the cons because they might make the difference between whether or not you want to buy this knife. I got it. It came in the sheath, in the box, in a package. Got lost in the mail. Took a little while to get it. But when I did get it, I opened it up, I pulled it out, I snapped it. I snapped it shut, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I always wanted one of these out the front knives. I didn't want to get a cheap one, is the thing. I always wanted one, but I didn't want to buy a cheap one because, I don't know, I think a cheap out the front knife like this would be kind of dangerous. I want something reliable. If I'm going to have a knife, no matter how much I'm paying for it, I want it to work. So got this knife, thought it was pretty cool. What do I like about it is it's well constructed. It's certainly well constructed. It's solid. The firing mechanism is solid. There's very little play on the knife. You have to have some play on these out the front automatic type knives. There's a little play in all these knives, but this is not a problem. No, not too much. Now there's a bunch of different blade styles. I went with this because I wanted to be able to cut through nylon, seat belts, whatever. I want a knife for emergency purposes. Something's going down. It's got this glass breaker here. I can break glass. Oh, did you see that? We'll talk about that a little later. But technically, it fires well. Before we talk about that, technically it fires well, but if you're moving, we'll talk about it now. If you're moving the knife around while you're firing, yeah, it doesn't fire. It won't click. It's easy enough. You just pull it up, boom. Let's see if I can do it again. Yeah, see? It's like that. Now, I have been able to get it. Yeah, see, now it's solid, solid. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it misfired again. You can give it a flick, and boom, it's back in. It's back in. So, you know, misfire isn't the worst thing, but yeah, it will misfire. If you're not holding it straight out like this and not moving it around, it'll probably misfire. If I'm moving it around, it misfires almost every time. And if I have it straight up, sometimes it'll misfire too. Yeah, see? So these do misfire. These do misfire. If you pull it out and just hold it still, it works almost every time. Works almost every time. No problem. But yeah, if you're wiggling it around, it'll misfire. Now, I've never used another out the front knife. I don't know if that's normal for out the front knives. So I can't say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing. I'd like my knives to work every time. But again, just give it a little flick. It's back in there. Now, I also will pull it and make sure that it's set, because oftentimes I've had it misfire once and then it misfires every time after that, unless I give it a little tug and make sure that it resets. So there's that. The firing mechanism itself is very stiff. It's very stiff. It's got these ridges here, and you can get a good perch on it. So as long as you have it in your hand, nice, you got your thumb on it, good contact with your thumb, and you push out, works really well. It's very stiff. And that's a good thing, because you don't want it accidentally firing in your pocket, because it gets pushed on there. You have to deliberately push this thing. And so that's good. It's solid. It's solid like that. It's ergonomic. So it's got a little grippy bit here, it's got a little grippy bit here, and it's got a little grippy bit here. And it feels good in the hand. I like the way it feels. I like playing with it. I like playing with the little knife. That is it on the pros. That's it on the pros. It didn't take too long to arrive. The steel in it is D2 steel, which isn't bad for an inexpensive knife. And I know, $133 doesn't seem like an inexpensive knife, but compared to other solid knives of this caliber, it is inexpensive. But right off the bat, I had some problems. So first off, and this is, I think they call this a deep pocket carry clip. I've heard other guys say it. I don't know what it means, but it's a deep pocket carry clip. So when I first got it, the deep pocket carry clip was on this side. And when I put my hand on it to fire it, it dug into my hand here. I fired it like 3 times. Fired it, yeah. First time I started using it, it just dug into my hand right here, and it was sore. It was sore like right away with this, the edge of this just digging in here. So I switched it to the other side, which is great, because now I can use it without it hurting my hand. So if I slip it into my pocket here, like so, and then I reach in and I pull it out, yeah, the trigger's on the other side. I'm good at manipulating objects like this in my hand, so I can pull it out and flip it pretty quickly, right? Well, it's okay, but that wouldn't be my preference. My preference would be to have a clip on this side that doesn't dig into your hands. Now, maybe they can't do that because it's so small. It doesn't, yeah, I don't see any way they can get around with it. I suppose that if this was more rounded and not so sharp, this is a pretty sharp edge right here. It wouldn't have just dug right into my hand. But yeah, so the first thing I did was switch the clip from this side to this side. So the second thing I did was to see how well it cuts. And we'll just do a cut test here, and then I'll tell you something in just a second. So it cuts for shit. Okay, there I got a cut. There I got a cut. Does it cut paper? No. Not even the serrated part was sharp. So I contacted them. This is a quote, what they said exactly. And basically, if you can't read, it says, yeah, these kinds of knives, they're not really meant to be sharp, but that should be sharper than it is. So if you want to send the whole knife back, we'll sharpen it for you. And they were going to send me a package. And I'm like, I'm going to send you. You sent me a dull knife. I'm not going to send it back for you guys who sent me a dull knife to first place to screw around with it yourselves. Because if they'd done it right the first time, then I trust them to do it right the second time. But since they already screwed it up, I'm not going to waste my time waiting for them to send a little package. I put it in a package. I ship it off to them. Don't know how long it is for them to get it. Don't know how long it is for them to fix it. Now, if I were them, I would have said, we'll send you a replacement blade and a tool to get these out, and then you send us back the bad blade. But they didn't. They said, send it back to us, and I'm not going to do that. I'll sharpen my own knife. Thank you. And right now, the reason it isn't sharp yet, I got a cheap sharpening stone that I didn't like, so I didn't use it. Look at this. I have never bought a knife that came dull. Never. I bought knives. I bought lots and lots and lots of knives. Most of them under $50. All of them under $50. And they've all been razor sharp. So, I mean, the first thing they say is, oh, well, you know, these kinds of knives aren't necessarily supposed to be sharp, to lower my expectations. Then they admit that it should at least cut paper. So yeah, I'm waiting for, I'm getting a good sharpening setup, and I'm going to sharpen it myself. So the blade itself is made in China, and then they assemble it here in the U.S. My understanding is that the handle's made in the U.S., but I don't know that for a fact. I do know they do assemble it here in the U.S., so it should be good metal. Once I get it sharpened, it should be it should keep an edge fairly well. D2 isn't the best steel, but it's better than stainless steel or, you know, just the crap you get for $50. So this is a better metal than, you know, your cheap knives. So I should be able to sharpen it up when I get my sharpening tool. Oh, let's see here. I forgot. It came with the sheath, and it came with this case here, and I want to go ahead and call out JD or JP. JP. Hey, JP. What's up? What's up with my dull knife, buddy? Yeah? Yeah, what's up with that? Okay, so called out JP. And yeah, I'm not sending it back. So first problem was this is a diggy. This is diggy. So I switched it to the other side, which means I have to manipulate it once. When I take it out of the pocket, flip it over. The other problem is that, yeah, if you're moving it at all, it doesn't fire. It doesn't stick. Is that, again, not a big problem, right? But again, I have this for emergencies. So really, if I'm out doing something and I see some trouble, somebody crashes their car, and we need to get them out of the car, I can break the window, and then I can flip this up. But man, I don't know that I'll be able to hold it perfectly still to make sure, you know, it works pretty good. I mean, the firing mechanism works pretty good. Yeah, see. So I can very easily make it misfire. And lastly, it rubs. Ow. If you can see, try to get the light on it right here. Now, I've only had this for like a couple weeks. I've only had it for a couple weeks. I haven't used it because it's dull AF. And it's already got a really good gouge going in here from where it's rubbing on something on the inside there. So that's not good. That's not good. And again, this is my first out the front knife. So is that normal to have some rubbing? I don't think so. I've watched lots and lots of, it's the out the front knife videos that, you know, you watch one and YouTube's all, hey, watch all of them. So that's where I had to get one because I didn't want to get one, and then YouTube kept showing them to me, and I'm like, oh, I'll just get one. So I've watched hundreds of videos, and I've never seen anybody complain about this kind of rubbing on the knife. So, and I'll try to let's see if I can get it closer there. I don't know if this will focus in where you can see that. And I wasn't sure, I wanted to make sure that I hadn't done that, screwing around with it. So I did put some Sharpie on it and zipped it in and out a few times. And yeah, it rubbed the Sharpie off. So that is that is definitely from something rubbing inside the knife when it goes in and comes out. So, yeah. I'm disappointed. To tell you the truth, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the purchase. I could send it back and have them fix it, but I mean, it's a pain in the ass. You know, I got the knife, I'll sharpen it, so it's got a little rub on it, whatever. I'll know not to buy a Cobratech next time and to save up for a better knife. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm going to get a good knife sharpening kit, which costs like 60 bucks. I need to get one anyway because I'll definitely dull this knife up. And I got a bunch of other knives I need to sharpen anyway. So I'll get a sharpening stone. I'll get a good sharpening stone. I'll sharpen this up. I'll put it in my kit. I'll probably use it. It's my only serrated knife. And I really wanted a serrated knife, again, for cutting through nylon rope. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, I want to be able to cut through it. And so, yeah, this will go in my kit. But first, I'm not going to buy another Cobratech knife. That's for sure. I was going to get one for a friend of mine because she likes knives. I was going to get one for her birthday. But I'm not going to get her a disappointing knife. And I'm sorry, but this is disappointing. And again, it's 130 bucks. What am I supposed to put it in the mail? Hey, dear Cobratech, the knife you sent me is garbage. Please whatever. It's I just want to keep it. I just want to keep. I spent it. I got it. I want to keep it. You know, whatever. Yeah. So, in conclusion, it feels good ergonomically. It feels good. It looks good. I like the way it looks. It looks pretty cool. It feels nice in your hand when it fires. If you're not screwing around with it and you got a nice solid perch with your thumb, it fires pretty much every time unless you're wiggling it at all. Just to wiggle it at all, it'll misfire. So so there's that. Yeah, I can't recommend that anybody buy this particular knife. Maybe Cobratech has better knives. Maybe JP is a temp or something and doesn't do the quality control all the time. But in the end, I mean, yeah, I spent good money on this knife. 130 bucks, you know, that's good money in my world. So I don't expect the best quality metal. I wouldn't expect a titanium, case, but I expect better than this, man. I don't expect to get a dull knife ever. That's it right there. You send somebody a dull knife, and in my opinion, you just don't know what you're doing. The knife company's been around for a while. A lot of people say good things about it, but yeah, you send somebody a dull knife, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? So you got the dull knife, you got the fact that it's rubbing here, every time. And then the fact that, you just wiggle it a little bit and it doesn't fire. So yeah, I think this is a loss. I think I could have done better for my 133 bucks. So yeah, that's my knife review. Again, this is not a knife review channel. This is an art channel. I will be reviewing, I will be reviewing other tools. I want to review, where is it? I want to review one of these. I don't see a lot of, crafters using this. Usually they'll use something like this. Yeah. Or they'll use something like this for wire wrapping. But yeah, I got this thing, and it's pretty cool, and I forget what it's called, but we'll be doing a review of this here pretty soon here. And other reviews, but this ain't a review channel. This is an art channel. I'm getting my art out. Go check out my Facebook page, Barko Art Studio on Facebook. Follow. I need some followers on that. And of course, like and subscribe here so that you can watch my other art videos. And yeah, if I get another knife, I'll do another knife review. But I blew my knife money. I might have to wait till it's fun to play with. It's fun to play with. I'll tell you that much right now. Worth $130 as a toy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, folks. But yeah, if I get another knife, I'll make another knife review. I do want to do I want to do reviews on these box cutters as well, because there's good ones and there's bad ones. This one's actually pretty good. This one's actually pretty good. It's a Husky, and it's pretty good. But I have some problems with the Husky as well. So, you know what? I'll probably do more knife reviews because I do use knives all the time in my work. So, yeah, this ain't a knife review channel. I'm not a creepy knife guy on this channel. And if I do end up doing a bunch of knife reviews, I'll start a new channel. But yeah, Cobratech, what's going on? What's going on, Cobratech? If there's anybody out there from Cobratech, I'm not trying to put you guys on blast or whatever, but I mean, come on. So, I mean, if there's anybody at Cobratech who wants to, you know, say something down in the comments, you know, feel free. You guys have my, my email address. So if you want to send me an email, tell you if you send me an email, I'm gonna put it up online. So, but yeah, if you've got some reasonable excuse why there's this rubbing and why the blade's so easy to misfire, and I'm telling you what, I'm pushing just as hard every time. If you wiggle the knife at all, if you wiggle the knife while you're firing it, it's very easy for it to misfire. Again, you know, you can fix it. You can fix it by giving it a flick. But yeah, if you guys got some reasonable excuse why this knife turned out like this, you know, please let me know. I'm not going to send it back. You know, it's just a pain in the ass to send something back in the mail, and you never know if it's going to get there. And then you got the headache, you got the stress. I already stressed waiting for it. It got lost in the mail twice, so I got it. I'm certainly very reluctant to just send it back and then not have it for, you know, another 3 weeks. So yeah, if somebody out there wants to reach out to me from Cobratech, and you know, if you got some reasonable excuse, I'll certainly make another video, a correction video, saying, oh, you know what, my bad. The reason that this Cobratech knife has all of these problems is, and then reasonable excuse. But I mean, the last response I got from you guys was, oh, well, you know, these knives aren't supposed to be, this type of knife is not supposed to be sharp, but we didn't, I mean, come on, don't play me like that. I'm a grown-up adult. I know knives are supposed to be sharp. You're not going to be able to convince me that because of the way that this knife is shaped, I shouldn't expect it to be sharp. It should be razor sharp. I don't care what the shape of your blade is. It should be razor sharp. I should be able to take it and cut paper with it straight out of the package. Straight up, Cobratech. So now I'm getting mad. But that's it. It is what it is. Cobratech knife. FSX, small, out the front. So that's it. Until next time, always remember, art is 10% vision and 90% remembering what your particular vision is. So always remember, never forget your vision, and Godspeed, Earthlings.